What is going on, everyone? Today, Matt from Souhegan Valley Motorsports, our technician, invited us out here to We're at the Rock Crusher Hare Scrambles. He's going to show us all about what it's like his time off the clock. Let's go check it out. And how long did you say the track was?
I think this track is right around 7 or 8 miles.
And is it based on how many laps they do, or is it?
So how many laps the leader can finish within 2 hours. So the leader comes around, they finish as many laps as they can in the 2 hours. If they come in and they come in at an hour 40, they go out for another lap.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes when I race, I'm out there for like close to 2.5 hours. Because they stopped the leader at 2 hours, but I didn't get laps, so I'm still 15, 20 minutes back.
Guys, so the race started. It's pretty awesome. Everybody took off. There was a couple of crashes at the beginning. No one got hurt though. We're out at the actual racetrack. They're getting ready to come through here. Let me get out of the way. Matt, thanks for spending some time with me today.
Yeah, of course. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because you do like enduro, dirt bike type racing, and then you're also in industry working on these things like every day.
Oh, for sure.
So let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
You had mentioned at one point, sweep rider, is that what it is?
Yep.
So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so the event that I work, there's probably like half a dozen of us that are sweep riding the race. So we're riding the track as the race is going on, pretty much just to be there to help out anyone if they get stuck or crash and get hurt. If they break down or anything, we know like the fastest way that people can get out there to help them.
Gotcha. So what's the difference between like Hare Scramble and what was the other one?
The Enduros.
The Enduro. What's the difference between the two?
Hare Scrambles are just one flat out race. Whoever finishes first wins. We all take off and race for 2 hours, that sort of thing, where the Enduros are a much longer race, but it's broken up into sections. So the Enduros typically last anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, but you're not racing all out the entire time.
So what's the point of the race if you're not going fast?
You need to stay on time, because if you go too fast, then you get penalized.
Yeah. So you've got certain areas in an enduro race where you want to go flat out, you want to be the fastest one, and then there's certain areas that are like, this is like a safe zone or something like that, where you just ride normal till you get to the
next section that you're racing through.
That's interesting. Do you run the same bike for both of them?
Yeah. So I have two bikes. I have a 125 and a 250F. When I get my bike ready for the Enduros, I put on like my headlight and tail light, my computer, route sheet.
Yeah, you gotta pack more stuff on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's generally the same bike.
How long have you been doing this?
So I've been riding since I was 5 and racing Netra since I was 8, 7 or 8.
Wow. So let's shift gears for a minute. So you've been riding and racing, riding since you're 5, racing till you're 8. Like, where did your career come into place where you ended up at, in the power sports industry as a technician?
Yeah, so since I have been riding and racing all my life, I was right there with my dad from a really young age, working on our bikes and getting them ready for the races. And I was always just right there with him in the garage, working on all of this kind of stuff. So that was where I kind of got into it. Towards the end of our senior year, when we did vocational, they had one opening here for an internship. Me and one other kid applied for it because there's one position available.
And that was from Nashua North?
Nashua North, yeah. So we both kind of like interviewed for the vocational position here. I ended up getting it. I shadowed these guys for probably like a month and a half or so, and once graduation came up, Scott offered me a job and I started full-time the week after I graduated.
Yeah, that's a good story. Let's talk about do you have to have that? Like, you grew up with it, like you're 5 years old, 8 years old, you grew up with it in the family. Mm-hmm. What if you were a high school student now? Could you still get into this career path?
Oh, definitely. A lot of this stuff is very straightforward. It's not anything that you need to be doing all your life to figure out. I'm still learning tons of things. Like, I had background in working on dirt bikes, but I didn't have any experience working on motorcycles or quads or side-by-sides or any of that. So you definitely learn a lot as you go.
So what did the training path look like for you?
So I started out in build and prep. So that's building and prepping all the brand new units, taking them out of crates, assembling them, and pretty much just getting them ready to go to their new home.
Did they do like online training? Did they send you out somewhere? Like so you started in build and prep. How did you get to where you're at now?
Pretty much from learning on the job. So BRP does offer what is called BRP TI. So that is online technical training.
So tell me a little bit about, some of the things that you like about your job.
Probably the most satisfying part of my job is you get in a vehicle that doesn't run or like has a lot of issues with it, and just kind of figuring it out and getting it back to where it should be is really satisfying. Like taking a motorcycle that hasn't run in 5 years and has been sitting in someone's barn and you bring it back to life, that's really satisfying. Just seeing the beginning to end on a lot of these.
Not a lot of people can do that.
Yep.
I wouldn't know the first thing if a bike didn't, came in and wasn't running, where to start with that. So that is cool. So you race enduro and Hare Scrambles. You've got a couple of motorcycles. That's got to tie into work here somehow. Like what are some of the perks from doing this job with what you do?
Pretty much ease of access to everything. Like I know that if I come in and I need any parts for my bike, that I can go right to Adam and he'll get those on order for me, so I can get them pretty much as soon as I can. Or if there is an issue going on with my bike, I can ask Eric, our master tech, and he'll be able to help me out and guide me in the right direction if I'm stuck on something.
And it's probably a fraction of the cost from like you being in the industry, working on the stuff yourself and learning it, compared to, if you were out in another career field, you'd have to bring your bike somewhere and pay somebody to do all that kind of work to it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
There is definitely a huge advantage of knowing how to do all this stuff so you can do it to your own bike. So that way you don't have to bring it somewhere and pay to have them do it.
Yeah.
You know how to do everything yourself.
All right, man. Thanks for taking some time and sitting down with us today. I guess good luck on your next race.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
These guys are relentless. It's an insane sport, and I got a lot of respect for these guys and Matt from Souhegan Valley Motorsports.